Today we're going to start with Unit 8, and the first thing we're going to look at is classifying triangles by sides. So, we're going to go over these three definitions that we started with today in class. The first one is scaling, and it's going to be a triangle with no congruent sides. And if you remember, congruent means equal, so that means none of the sides are going to be the same length. The next one is isosceles, and that is a triangle with two congruent or equal sides. The last one is equilateral triangle, and this is going to be a triangle with three congruent sides. Now we're going to try some examples. You should have this chart, and what we're going to be doing with this chart is we are going to use the information to solve the blank. So if we look, for example, for number 1, a triangle has 3 sides, and it gave us 2 sides, and it also gave us the total. So we can take 42, and we know that 2 of the sides together, 12 plus 12 is 24, plus side 2, which we'll say x, equals 42. So if we say 42 minus 24, it's going to be x equals 18. So this missing side is going to be 18 millimeters. And then we need to classify the triangle by its name. So we have 2 sides that are the same, so this is going to be isosceles. Now let's look at triangle number 2. We're missing 2 sides and the sum, but it tells us that it's an equilateral triangle. So if we look at our definition, an equilateral triangle has all 3 sides that are the same. So we can fill in our sides. And we want to know what the total of all 3 sides are. So 15 plus 15 plus 15 is 45. Now we're going to try number 3. It's going to be very similar to number 1. It gives us side 1 and side 2, so 5 and 9. 5 plus 9 is 14. Plus side 3 is going to give us 28. So 28 minus 14 is 14. So you can plug that in. If you look, none of our sides are the same or congruent, so this is going to be scaling. Now let's look at side triangle 4. We don't have any of the 3 side lengths, but we know that all 3 of them together have to equal 60. So it's going to be 3x equals 60. And if you divide it by 3, x is going to be 20. So each side is 20. And then the last one says that we have an isosceles triangle, which means 2 of the sides have to be the same. We know that one is 8 and another is 13, so the sides that we know together are 21. Plus some other number is going to give us 29. And so we know that has to be 8. So these are the types of things that you should be able to do. This should be review, because later we're going to then, instead of giving you a number for a side, you're going to get an equation and solve for a variable. But we're just going to start with this basic classifying by sides first. So I want you to try this one on your own, 1 and 2. We'll go over the answers, and then I'm going to give you 2 more to try on your own, and we'll go over those answers. So go ahead and pause it now and solve it, and then come back. But I'm going to go ahead and start. So this one says we have a total of 40, and the sides that we know are 11 plus 13, which is 24, plus x. So 40 minus 24 is going to be x equals 16. So if you look, none of our sides are the same, so this is going to be scaling. All right, let's look at the next one. Our total is 18, we know that 2 of them are 12 plus some other number. If we do 18 minus 12, x is going to give us 6. And if we look, all of them are the same, so this is going to be equilateral. So we're going to try 2 more now. So go ahead and try these 2 on your own as well, and then come back and we'll solve them together. So we have x and x right here. So if we know that it's 68 total, and we have 2 sides that are the same, we can set up our equation this way. 68 minus 34 is going to give us 34. So 34 equals 2x. We'll divide by 2. So each side has to equal 17. So if we have 2 congruent sides, this is isosceles. And let's look at the last one. We have 78 equals 22 plus 27, which is 49 plus x. 78 minus 49 is 29. And if you look, none of them are the same, so this is scaling. Hopefully this was a review for you. We're going to practice some more tomorrow, and then we're going to start looking at different angles and the triangles. So if you have any questions, bring them tomorrow, but make sure you bring your notes.